If you're in the stage of your life where you're going to pursue a narcissist, you should really be asking yourself why you want to pursue somebody that's so harmful for your mental health, for the spiritual growth of your future. The thing about a narcissist is the more you chase them, the more they're going to run away from you. And if a narcissist is letting you chase them, because really the narcissist will only be in your life if they have something to gain from it. It can be as simple as just you giving them attention and telling them that they're pretty or that they are good at their job or something like that. It can be money, it can be all sorts of things, can be narcissistic supply. But when the thing about chasing somebody is you're chasing them, that means by default, that person is running away from you. In a narcissistic relationship, we tend to forget that people are supposed to reciprocate um, their feelings for you. A narcissist is not going to give you any amount of effort. And it's many people, I know it was for me in the beginning of the relationship, it almost felt reciprocal. But knowing what I know now, I know that there were a lot of red flags that I either ignored or wasn't didn't have the knowledge of seeing what they were. And honestly, self-admittedly, a lot of victims, myself included, will say that there were some red flags that they saw but they intentionally ignored, that they had a bit of cognitive dissonance, that they kind of saw the red flag and they kind of shoot it away because they just wanted to be with this person so bad for whatever reason. Now you can go into the fact that people get attached to narcissists because they have gone through some sort of trauma themselves, because that's what the narcissist is. They're just a victim of trauma themselves. But instead of becoming an empath, instead of becoming depressed, or I mean, narcissists are depressed, but instead of leaning, towards being kind of the type of person that just doesn't hurt people, right? Just like an empath is, being an empath isn't a bad thing, but it's definitely a form of mental dysregulation. You're not a bad person like the narcissist is in a way, even though some people try to say that empaths are almost like covert narcissists. And it just depends, right? That word is very complicated. Empath is a very new word. Highly sensitive person is like a more real term that is correlated to empathy or being an empath. But that also means that you are kind of feeling things too much. It isn't normal to, like, empath will say that they will have a friend and they'll almost feel their problems like their problems. That's kind of that's I mean that's a lot. Imagine there are people who are empaths who end up being like nurses or doctors or people like caregivers, right? Because that is their personality type. But they end up taking in so much of that drama and pain from other people, which is a good trait, right? If you look at being empathetic in a vacuum, it's a good trait to have. But when you're so empathetic that it allows psychopaths and narcissists to use and abuse you, that you're too empathetic, that your empathy is making you kind of blind to the facts of reality, then it becomes a problem. You should really be asking yourself why you clicked on a video like this. And if you clicked on it thinking, how do I chase the narcissist? How do I get the narcissist? Because I've been there myself. I've been lost in the trauma bond with a narcissist and thought, am I the narcissist? Why? Like, I must have screwed up. There must be some way I can get this person back. But when I finally healed and I stepped away and I saw the situation for what it was, because we all know that this person does bad things to us, that they are not fulfilling our needs in that relationship. And even if in the beginning they fake it and it seems like it's 50-50, it never really is. Even if is 50-50 in the beginning. The narcissist is just putting on sort of an act and forcing themselves to trauma bond you into this relationship. But as we all know, eventually that's tiring. Whenever you have to fake your personality, it's tiring, you know? If you know what your personality is right now. If you had to fake a whole new personality, do things that aren't congruent to your personality, it would be very exhausting, would it? You would be wearing a mask like the narcissist wears a mask. You rather than wonder how to get a narcissist back, it should be the complete opposite direction. You should be thinking, how can I run away from this person? How can I detach this trauma bond I've gotten myself into? Because I've been there myself, and it's not easy, but it is possible. Why am I ruminating on how to get this person back? Even though the victims know this person is abusive, this person lies, cheats, and steals, but you still want them. There is a very obvious split in your mind, and you have to figure out why it is. For me, what worked was, and it's not going to be easy, but it's having forgiveness, and it's not just forgiving the narcissist, because you have to forgive them because they're a very lost person, and even though they are a grown adult, hopefully, and they did those things, whether they did them unconsciously, whether they did them because they're a narcissist, because they have a personality disorder, or whatever, they still did those things. They are a grown adult, and you have to hold them responsible for the things they did to you, even if it's not their fault, right? Even if it's because they have a personality disorder. They still did those things, and you have to forgive them, even though they don't deserve it. Is going to help you a lot in letting go. And then you have to kind of forgive yourself, because there is there's going to be a lot of shame, a lot of questioning yourself. And that's part of, a lot of the reasons why you still want to chase someone who you know isn't good for you is trauma literally damages your brain. You have been through almost a form of post traumatic stress disorder, and you were not thinking correctly. Just how a soldier comes back from war and they still feel like you're in danger, like they're in danger even though they're just at the grocery store in America. That's kind of what's going on with you. You were in this very traumatic situation, and you're trying to frantically kind of relive the situation. It's like it's all trauma, it's all like a form of abuse. And what will really help you is, if you can't figure it out yourself, which most people can, and that's okay. I couldn't either. Someone had to help me. Go out and seek, whether it could even be just as simple as like a really trusted friend, someone who's just really wise and is genuinely wants to help you, a therapist, your pastor, someone like that, that is going to guide you and help you get yourself unstuck from this person, and help you stop chasing someone who is obviously bad for you,